What's up, everybody? My name is Ray Taylor, and this is the early retirement vlog. In this episode, or in this vlog, I want to talk about The Many Faces, which is the name of my new slash first series of artwork that's available at inspireddisorder.com/faces. So, I've been making art for a long time. Primarily, I've done a lot of portraits and I've done a lot of surrealism, similar to Salvador Dali, huge inspiration in my work. So the past, it's been um, kind of those things, super bright colors, a lot of things going on. And recently, probably a couple years ago, a year and a half ago, whenever I was planning on changing my life, leaving the day job, focusing completely on the things I love to do, like podcasting, Photoshop, art, just the creative projects that I have going on. I wanted to kind of refine my style or the look of the work that I was doing. So, around 2 years ago, and plus I was moving and I was packing everything up, so having just a sketchbook and markers. So I wasn't doing pencil. I was doing just a Sharpie fine tip marker for the work. But since I was going to be needed something portable, I was doing kind of scaled back to just basic line drawings and using ink instead of pencil because ink, there's no going back with ink. You make the wrong mark, it shows up, it's going to be there. So it's more, there's less mistakes show up. So it's for me trying to develop kind of a new style or a new look. I wanted to not have the crutch of being able to erase and fix stuff. So started off with just doing a lot of drawings in my sketchbooks. I went through 3 sketchbooks at least, plus a few pages and some other ones over the past couple years. And I wanted to move that onto something that I could sell to people, to put out for people to enjoy. That's not, I was going to do like a digital ebook with all of the sketches in my sketchbooks. I started the process and realized how much time it would take to produce something like that. So that was been put on hold. So since then, I moved on to wanting to do just ink drawings, a series of ink drawings, and they're very minimalist. They still have, I think they still have a lot of the elements of surrealism, uh, but they're very expressionistic takes on the basic face, the basic elements of a face, eyes, nose, mouth. Um, and they're for sale now. It's called The Many Faces. It's available inspireddisorder.com/faces. I used Sharpies. A lot of them were done with the Sharpie Magnum, which originally I got to do a drawing on my co-host for the Inspired Disorder podcast. Keith Spurlock has these boxes for comic books, and he wanted me to decorate one of them, and I decided to go with, I wanted to do big bold lines, and I knew these types of markers existed, like the magic marker and Marks a Lot and all these things that have the really big fat chiseled end on it. So I fell in love with that. There's a lot of things that I could do with that, as far as patterns and shapes and things like that. I also did some just your standard ink with a dip pen, uh, kind of like calligraphy pen in a way. So I've done some of those are done with that. Some are done with the marker, and then some are done with just different size Sharpies and pens. So it's all ink. It's something new. I was very nervous putting it out because I haven't put anything out in a long time. I haven't put anything out like this before, so how it's going to be received, I have no idea. And so far so good. It's been up for a few days. Uh, there's a promo video I made for it, which took probably the longest amount of time. And it shows it's close to 100 pieces of work. It's like 92. But that promo video shows all the pieces of work, and then I'm also releasing single images each day on Instagram. So one thing with this series is that it's going to be continuous. I'm going to be adding to it. I'm going to be treating this similar to how I would treat a podcast. So it's starting out super basic, super simple, and then I'm gonna let it grow into whatever it grows into. So there's going to be more pieces up. The pieces that are there are no prints. You're getting the one and only version of that. Um, so it's going to be an ongoing series, which I'm happy about because I do like, despite not liking portraits for so long, I've kind of found a love for them. They're tricky to do, especially if you're doing like a celebrity portrait or just a portrait of somebody that somebody knows. Like, it's going to be very noticeable for them to pick out all the flaws in it. So that was always a challenge early on, doing like realistic portraits and things like that. But doing this is much more. Uh, I love it. It's very much in the moment, very fast process, which that's how I used to paint back in high school when I was doing the most painting. I could do, a big painting in no amount of time. That's why I never used oils. I always used acrylic. And even with acrylic, I would use a blow dryer, hair dryer to dry it faster because it would take too long to dry. So I had a very fast style, and I think I've applied that. I've applied a lot of different things throughout the years into this new series. So I'm really proud of it. I hope you all enjoy it. Go to inspireddisorder.com/faces to check them all out. And new work will be added, every couple weeks or so, or every month I'll, add in a new chunk of work. And then different sizes. Most of them are 9 by 12. There's a few right now that are 11 by 14. I still may cut out some pages from some of the drawings that I did in my sketchbook. Those will be around 5 by 8. And then I have cards, like greeting cards that I'm gonna be selling as well. But those are still kind of a work in progress. And then last but not least, in addition to the Many Faces art series, which is mostly black and white, there is some color. I'm adding some color into it, but the goal was to be black and white, to keep it as minimal as possible. But in addition to that, my other podcast, the Inspired Disorder podcast, I do original photoshops for each episode, either themed off of a movie that we discussed, either we reviewed or talked about during our segment, The Ultimate Movie Championship. Other episode artwork features fights from UFC fights that we talked about in a Fight Talk episode. And then every once in a while, there's just kind of random photoshops for episodes. So all those episode arts, which is close to, probably got to be close to 100 by now, are available in print form. I'm going to be selling them 12 by 12, so it'll be the size of a vinyl sleeve, which was the initial intention. I wanted to do high resolution, square album artwork for each episode, with the hopes of, getting them printed out in that size. So if you are a fan of the show or a fan of any of those photoshops, my personal favorite, two of my personal favorites is the Wayne's World one, and then also the Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Those are two of my kind of favorites offhand that I would enjoy. So if you want to help support me, support all the things that I do, please buy one of the Many Faces. Buy one of the Many Faces. Buy one of the prints of the Inspired Disorder podcast episode art. And if you don't want to do either that, but you still want to support me, like let's say $1 a month, maybe total of $12 a year, you could do that by going to my Patreon page, patreon.com/inspired disorder, patreon.com/inspired disorder. Donate $1 gives you access to the Patreon content, which is slowly building. And then if you want to donate more, there's other perks that you get when you donate more, including a discount code, a better discount code. So when you buy my stuff, you can save some extra money because you're already helping to support me through Patreon. So go check out all those things. All the links are at inspireddisorder.com. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Ray Taylor. And that's it. That's another episode of the early retirement vlog. Please check out my work. Please check out my art. Go check out the promo video. I'm very happy with it. It's got copyrighted music on it, so the only place I've been able to upload it is YouTube. I tried uploading it to Facebook, and it's specifically a minute long because I wanted to put it up on Instagram, but Instagram won't take it because it's got copyrighted music. So you can check it out on my YouTube page. Make sure you subscribe, youtube.com/inspired disorder. That's it, everybody. I hope you all have a great week. Support artists, whether they're not me, support another artist, because that's the only way they survive. All right? Have a great week. Peace.